Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt in Japan coming at you today with Transformers Earthrise, War for Cybertron Trilogy, Decepticon Airwave. And I did get this from Amazon Japan, and he did come to me a little bit beat up. The box is beat up, but I have him nonetheless. Who cares? So there he is, Decepticon Airwave. And he is a deluxe class, and taking a look at the side of the packaging, you get a really cool kind of battle scene of him in his base mode. He is some sort of airport or airplane hangar, and he does transform into a few different modes. Yeah, not gonna spend a whole lot of time on the packaging. There he is. You got your Earthrise artwork, and on the back, he does transform from his robot mode in 12 steps. He pulls all apart there into many of his base modes, and also 8 steps to, I'm assuming this mode, from this mode 12 steps to this mode 8 steps. Sort of like an not an aircraft carrier per se, but yeah, more of like a kind of a runway, or he's got a few different sort of base modes. So we will take a look at all those modes, and we will also take a look at Decepticon, Groundhog, and Roller Force, the Micromasters you see there. So without further ado, let's get Decepticon Airwave out of the packaging. See what he's all about. Okay, so here we have Decepticon Airwave out of the packaging, and let's get up close and personal with this guy. Let's first take a look at the head sculpt. It's a little bit dark. It is painted in the, has some blue paint for the helmet, a little bit of that gunmetal silver or gray paint on the top, and some more of that gunmetal gray on his face. It's very difficult to see, but his eyes are painted in a reddish sort of orange paint. It's very difficult to see, but you can see a little bit of color difference there. Anyways, he's got a very short sort of stubby head. I know Airwave originally was the vehicle's name in the Micromaster line for the base, but now we have Airwave actually being the robot here. Going down his body here is on the chest. You get some really cool attention to detail, and that very nice picked out in that very nice again, that gunmetal gray. You got a little pistons and sort of motors and things like that going on. Very nice attention to detail there. You get some very nice blue paint here on the legs, again with that sort of gunmetal gray picked out there. And down the legs, again, some very nice sculpted detail on the legs. You get more of that blue paint there, and nothing really on the feet. And kind of like Ironworks, this isn't actually his arm. This is just part of the weapon here. So this just does pop off. So it's not like he's holding it. That is just part of an accessory there. He does have one arm over here, and yeah, that's about it. Just going around the figure, again, you get the double Decepticon symbol there, and from the back, it's not that interesting from the back. But anyways, there he is. And just as a quick comparison, let's bring in Ironworks, and there he is. There they are side by side. Now, I've heard this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I think Ironworks looks more like a Decepticon, and I think Airwave looks more like an Autobot. I think the color scheme on Airwave, you have that orange and blue and sort of gray. He looks more sort of heroic, and then Ironworks sort of has that more kind of, I don't know, sort of darker. Definitely looks more like a Decepticon to me. So I found it interesting that they went with the color choice they did with Airwave. But if they had switched sides, I think it would have made more sense. Anyways, there they are side by side, and they're pretty comparable in size. So let's take Ironworks out, and just a quick look at articulation here. His arms have a full range of motion here with, let me just take that off there, part of his accessory. He does have that shoulder pivot that can go out 90 degrees there. His head is on a swivel. You can't quite get it 360, but you can move side to side. There's no up and down movement on the head. Also, this sort of hinders the articulation for the arm. So if you kind of pull that up a little, he can get some movement there. And of course, since these are just, these all come apart, you do get the full range of motion on the arms there. You do have a full 360, so you can spin there. I mean, again, that just pops off. You do get, he can do the full splits there, again, because of transformation. He does have a thigh swivel there, and you get can kick out that much, he can kick forward that much, kick back that much. Again, all this is because of transformation and the fact that he just pulls apart. And he does get a 90-degree bend at the knee. And also you do get the ankle rocker joint there, which is very nice for posability in the robot mode. So yeah, that's about it for his robot mode. Very articulated. Again, just because he does come apart. But yeah, a very cool looking robot mode. I really do like the colors. I do think they lend themselves to being an Autobot as opposed to a Decepticon, but that is neither here nor there. So I'll just put this back on, and let's get him into in one of his modes. I don't really know what to call it, but let's get him into the sort of airport air hangar sort of mode here. Okay, so here we have Decepticon Airwave all transformed up into one of his modes. Not quite sure what to call it. It looks like, to me, it looks like sort of a runway, sort of airport hangar. Or it almost looks like an aircraft carrier, but it's really not. It just sort of has that shape. Anyways, you can pretty much see where, all the pieces go. And I could see just by playing with this figure, there's so many configurations you can get him into. These are just like the official, Hasbro released modes, but I could see just taking him apart and just having a lot of fun with him, just like Ironworks or any of the other base modes. So yeah, just taking a look up, you can see where all this kind of fits in. You get the nice double Decepticon symbols there. You get a 32. I'm not sure if that's a throwback to the original Micromaster toy, but again, some really nice molded detail, some panel lining on the front here. And you can see some, sort of, I don't know, almost like windows or something sculpted in there. This is really cool. And you get that sort of little airport tower up there. And again, these, the official instructions say to put these on here, but you have so many ports. You can put the weapons up here. You can have a double, kind of a double cannon thing going up there. You can take these off. You can even put it up there if you wanted. You could put one on the base itself. So yeah, there's tons of different ways to put these weapons, but this is the official instructions say. And also just putting them down. So on the packaging, it does have Roller Force and Groundhog, kind of like this. And I'm a little bit baffled by this. So to me, it looks like more of like a runway or should be like an airstrip or something like that. So I'm not quite sure why they have them, just bringing that image in on the packaging, why they have the two cars. Maybe because they're the Decepticon Micromasters and they just kind of want to throw them in there for a product shot or whatever. But anyways, that's sort of how they scale. I think, in my personal opinion, I think something like this might make more sense, having the Decepticon little mini jets, little mini Micromaster jets, kind of taking off like this. That definitely makes a lot more sense to me than having the cars kind of parked on here. But that is what it shows on the packaging, so we'll just go with it. So anyways, yeah, so that is one of his modes. Let's get him transformed up into, again, another sort of longer runway, sort of airport mode. Okay, so here we have Decepticon Airwave in his second mode, which is more of a sort of landing strip, and this looks kind of more like an airport to me. But yeah, I like this mode too. The only thing I don't like about this mode is this... there's not in the mode I just showed you, it was very secure. All the everything kind of fit tightly together and was very nice and secure. This is like a little bit wobbly, and I kind of don't like these the arms kind of sticking out here. You can totally see the fist kind of hanging out there. I mean, you can sort of move these up or like that if you want to maybe add some more accessories there. That's up to you. I tried to kind of move this up like that so you can see the Decepticon symbol. That maybe looks a little bit better. He still sits the same, but officially that's what it looks like with the orange sides out like that. Other than that, it's really cool. So, and again, it seems like it would be perfect for landing these guys coming in to refuel or whatever, and then sort of taking off again. So you can have those guys there. That definitely looks cooler than... I don't know, for some reason, maybe Now again, you do have the on the left side, on both sides, you do have the little connector pieces that come with some other figures, so you can easily connect some other pieces. So I guess if you want to, you can have sort of like a ramp piece to have the drag strip guy, groundhog here, kind of come up. I'm again, I'm not sure why they paired these figures with this guy, but anyways, that's something you can do. So it is cool. They actually do show you in the instructions. I'll show that up real quick. How to connect it with Double Dealer. So I thought that was really cool. So you have Double Dealer in his vehicle mode, his launch pad mode there, and you can connect Airwave right to the back. So that does, again, make for some really cool playability with this figure. So let's get him into his fourth and final mode, which is his sort of mobile tank mode. Mobile attack tank mode. Okay, so here we have Airwave in his last mode. It's sort of a mobile sort of attack mode here. This is definitely my least favorite mode. I think it's a little bit floppy. As soon as you pick it up, you know, this part sort of just hinges down. There's nothing really to support that. I think it's a little bit lacking in this mode. I think the idea is cool, but I think the execution is not very great. Now there is a pin here which you can technically, they're supposed to be able to angle that up. One problem is this gets hindered by this if you try and angle that up. Another problem is it doesn't really stay in place. So as soon as I let go, it goes back to being flat right there. So yeah, I definitely don't think this mode is the greatest. Also, this part being here, it seems like a little out of place. But again, if you do pull that off, you see the fist. That's basically the arm there, and the fist is exposed. So I guess that is sort of doing its job as hiding the fist there. So again, like I said, I think the idea was there, but I think the execution just is a little bit lacking. And this just sort of seems like it's, just sort of an add-on. You can probably take that off. It doesn't really have to be there, but that's what the directions say. Also, one last thing before we go here. If you look here, there's already stress marks on this foot part here. And I'm afraid if I mess with it too much, it's going to crack. So I was a bit surprised at that. I've never really had that on one of these base formers before. But something to definitely be careful of. And that is just basically this ankle. It's basically the foot being folded down. So, I didn't really use any force or anything like that, but it's already starting to, if you can see it in there, starting to get some stress marks there. This part, this side was totally fine, but yeah, that one side for some reason, I was a bit surprised at that. So anyways, yeah, I guess in this mode you could have one of these guys manning on the back there. You could have, let me just transform Roller Force here real quick. So you could have, I guess you could have a Micromaster sort of sitting up here, sort of manning the guns here. See if I can get him to stand there. And of course he's not going to stand. But you get the picture. I think, you could have a little couple Micromasters on the back there sort of manning the guns there. But anyways, so we will just stop right there. So yeah, out of all the modes, I think the sort of airplane, hangar modes are the best. His robot mode is great. I think this is definitely the least of my least favorite mode of all of them. So anyways, this has been Deluxe Class Decepticon Airwave. Great figure, lots of playability. Love the colors, love the design. But yeah, just again, be careful with that foot piece if you do pick this guy up. I was very surprised at that stress mark. But anyways, this has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.